Technology is one of the mining industry's greatest disruptors, and it's set to bring on change. Are we ready to fully embrace this? And to have that conversation, we have Joseph with us. Joseph, thank you so much for your time. It sets us up quite nicely because you have a very interesting byline on your LinkedIn page, and I'm going to read it out loud. It says here, enabling the digital mine of the future. Now, some may say the mining industry is a lagger when it comes to the technology aspect, and I'm wondering whether you agree or disagree with that statement.
So I will give you the consulting answer. It depends.
Okay.
So actually the mining industry itself has been rather innovative over the many years. For instance, we can see this when we look at things like the automated haul trucks or automated railroads, when we look at electric and hydrogen-powered vehicles. And some of our miners are even very innovative with respect to the digital frontier. They've executed excellent digital transformations, and they're now jumping into the AI transformation wholeheartedly. But it is true that aspects of our industry overall do lag. EY in a recent report indicated that digital effectiveness remained the top risk to the mining industry. And the Boston Consulting Group, in a supporting article at about the same time, noted that the mining industry is about 30 to 40% behind other peer industries in digital maturity. And we at Microsoft and our ecosystem of partners are working really hard with our mining clients to help them bridge this gap on digital effectiveness and digital maturity.
With that said, helping them bridge that gap, what do you imagine the mine of the future to look like?
So if we looked at it from a layperson's perspective, we would see a mine that operates productively and profitably. We would see that it operates in harmony with its local environment and the community. In fact, in this respect, I'm very much inspired by some of the work that oil and gas companies have done in urban areas where they shield oil rigs from the public, making them look like local buildings and using acoustic dampening. So I see that as a very much a possibility that it blends in with the community. We also see that it would provide upskilling, not only for workers, but for families and community. And when the mine is reached its end of life, it leaves behind a community that is vital and vibrant rather than leaving a ghost town. And this digital sustainable mine of the future would be really empowered by an underlying digital backbone for which we have a reference model that helps companies accelerate. And then finally, because we're moving into a world of circular economy, we're really looking at this digital sustainable mine of the future as being able to operate both on ore deposits as well as the resource stream.
So with that said then, how do we take the mining industry forward into the 21st or even the 22nd century?
I think there's a couple of things there that come to mind. First, leadership comes to mind. Right now we have some excellent leaders in mining, but between now and 2050, and then even beyond 2050, we're going to need successive generations of leaders to really take us forward. And so we need to really invest in building leadership at all levels of our organizations. Secondly, I would say we need to use digital technologies very effectively. We're at a tipping point, if you will. We're transitioning between a world in which we had an increasing population to a world in which we're having a decreasing population. So the dynamics are going to change very fundamentally. And we're going to have persistent labor shortages. In fact, Forbes magazine in a recent article talked about the forever labor shortage. So there are three things I think we can do there that digital technologies can help. First, we need to really improve automation. If we can automate mundane and dangerous work, we can free up workers to do higher value tasks and give them a real career and life path forward. And we can operate more productively and profitably and safely. We also need to improve productivity. And this is where things like collaboration and deeper insights from data, as well as cobots, can come into play to help workers achieve more, to make the right decisions and act in the right way to get the desired business outcomes. And then finally, the area that's going to change the most, I think, will be knowledge work. The advent of generative AI really changes fundamentally how workers will be able to do their jobs and how effective they'll be in those jobs and the way that they work. So as an example, in my own personal work, when generative AI came into our workplace at Microsoft and I started working with it, I saw a task that I normally spent 4 hours working on now took 20 minutes. And I had much better raw material to work with. And I realized in that moment that I actually had to rethink my career. So I think one of the big opportunities for mining now is how do we rethink the world of work and how do we rethink our businesses?
That's quite interesting. Joseph, thank you so much for those insights. What we took away from that is automation, productivity, and knowledge work, right?
Knowledge work, yes.
Thanks so much for that valuable insight. For more insights related to this particular topic, you can go to MITV. That is on the Mining Indaba page.